This is Abuna Yemata Church. It's the world's most dangerous place of worship. It was named after one of 9 saints of the Ethiopian church in honor of spreading Christianity in the 5th century. Abuna Yemata also carved the church from rocks in the 5th century. But why so high up? Some say it's to defend himself from enemies. Others say it's to be closer to God high up in the sky. Now the trek will involve a 1-hour steep climb up to the top, with the final part of the journey being a rock climb and then a crossover a narrow ledge. When you enter the church, you'll see artwork from the 15th century, which is really well preserved and pristine due to the location and accessibility to the church. Finally then, you will see a holy sacred Bible, which is made out of goat skin. We're going to now trek up. Wish us luck. It's the top.
But you see, there is like a crack, there is like a V-shape between the two mountains.
Yep.
In the end of the V-shape, it will be, in the end of the crack, it will be our last climbing.
Okay.
From that, we are going across to the right side to the big mountain, like 10 to 15 meters to be on the church.
Okay. That's the steps done. We're going to be climbing up this part now, behind. Okay, we got this. This village. Go on, Jem, you're smashing it. Go on, Jem. This is it, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey! Well done. We made it to the top of the church. Yeah.
First, I would like to say to you, welcome to this place, especially to this church. This church called Abuna Yemata Guh. Abuna means like father, Yemata means night, and Guh means the name of this village. Abuna Yemata Guh, this church is founded by himself by Abuna Yemata at 6th century AD, which means 1,500 years ago. At that time, it was very difficult to find any strong thing or any metal to build this kind of a cave or this kind of church for himself. And Abuna Yemata, with his followers, he find strong wood from this place and he built or he carved it directly from the rock with strong wood. Because most of the rocks are, as you saw, most of the rocks are sandstone rock. So they are it's very easy to build or to carve this kind of a cave or this kind of church. And Abuna Yemata, he is one of the 9 Roman saints. Those 9 saints, originally they are from Roma, the capital city of Italy. They came to Ethiopia in the end of 5th century to adapt or to grow up the Christianity religion in Ethiopia. Those 9 Roman saints, they arrived in the end of 5th century to Aksum. And after a couple of years, the people who live in Aksum and close to Aksum accept them. And they decide to separate to Tigray region and to adopt the Christianity religion. And Abuna Yemata is one of the 9 Roman saints, and this is him.
On the horse.
Yeah, the one on the horse. He is one of the 9 Roman saints, and this is the founder of this church for himself. And today we are in Garalta Rokian churches. Here in Tigray, we have more than 130 Rokian churches, which is located directly on the rock. This 130 Rokian churches, you can find them in 4 places or in 4 clusters. The cluster called Wukro cluster, Atzvi cluster, the Katisvai cluster, and Garalta cluster. We are in Garalta cluster. Garalta means which is mountain up and down. In Garalta also we have more than 34 Rokian churches, which is located directly on the rock. And Abuna Yemata, or this church, is one of the Garalta Rokian churches. This church is still active. There is a mass like Saturday and Sundays every week. If there is St. George, St. Mary, Trinity, Francisco, St. Gabriel, St. Michael, Easter, New Year, Christmas, more or less 5 days a week. There is a mass. People coming up from the village and they climb up to do the mass or to do the service inside of this church. And behind there is the Ark of the Covenant, which means a Tawat or sample of God. In Ethiopia, we only have one original Ark of the Covenant, and that is in Aksum. But in each church, we have the copy of copy. And the people who live close to the churches, they don't want to say we have the copy of copy. They are always want to say we have the real and the original one. But we only have one original, and that is in Aksum. And the Ark of the Covenant, it's not allowed to enter, except the priests, monk, and diacons. Also, it's not allowed to stay more than 5 people on the Ark of the Covenant. And there are like 20 diacons, 30 priests below to this church. On the service time, they do like turn by turn. The turner priests stay on the Ark of the Covenant, and the other people who come for a pray, or the other priests who come for a pray, if they are very old, if they can't stay more than 8-9 hours, they take a seat on the local chairs. If they are young and if they are interested to stay more than 8-9 hours, they hold this stick, they stand for 8-9 hours, like this. This stick supports them a lot. And the mass minimum is stay for 8 hours. This is like if the Saturday and Sunday, but St. George, St. Mary, Trinity, it will be like 10 hours. Easter, New Year, Christmas, it will be like 13-14 hours. And on the service time, they use Bible books and drum and candles. There is a drum over there. This drum made it from wood, but they make cover with skin of animal and with any cotton. If they want to use the drum, they put the drum on the stand for us to become more tight and to get more sound. And when you hit the drum on the 2 sides, you can hear 2 different sounds, Old Testament and New Testament. And there are the Bible books. This Bible book is the oldest and the original Bible book. This is from 6th century. The priest is going to show us the Bible book from 6th century. This Bible book made it from goat skin, from leather. And on the service time, they put the Bible book on the top of this wood. They make fire something like a candle on the top of that dish. And they do the service inside of this church. The mothers, they carrying the baby on the back, and they climb up to baptize the baby.
That's amazing.
They also bring some water from the village, like 5 or 10 liters to baptize the baby. It's hard to find some water here.
Well,
So they have to bring the water from the village to baptize the baby.
That's amazing.
So this church is still active, like
Yeah.
the church on the flat area. The 9 Roman saints, there are 8 with Abuna Yemata, 9. You can only find 8 here. Here is Abuna Yemata, the founder of this church. Painting who has half face with one eye, except the horse. Let's start from this painting. You see there is like handwriting here?
Yeah.
This handwriting says, gets a kelp, which means face of dog. And it's history of this painting. In the beginning, this painting, it was a human being like us, and it was a bodyguard of Abuna Yemata. And starting from 4th century, it was very hard to find any transportation if you want to move a place to place. And the saints, they use horse as a transportation. And at that time, this Abuna Yemata asked this guy to feed the horse, because Abuna Yemata want to go somewhere else. And he asked him to feed the horse, and he say, okay, Abuna Yemata walk around. When he coming back, he asked him, did you give him the grass and the water? Did you feed him? He said yes, but he lied him. Abuna Yemata says, I know dog can shout without nothing. I have never seen in my life one human being lying without doing nothing. So I'm going to punishment of you. And the rest of the people, they are going to study from your profile. And finally, he get a punishment from Abuna Yemata, half face with one eye, and face of dog also. And this lady...
So that's a dog then?
Yeah, face of dog. She was the follower of Abuna Yemata. Starting from 4th century to 12th century, there was more than 5 religions in Ethiopia. And at that time, the Jewish people or the Jewish religion has more powerful than the other people who follow the other religion. And this lady, she was a follower of Abuna Yemata, but on the way, she changed her mind. She wanted to follow the other religion because the other religion has more powerful than the Christianity religion. And when she was his follower, she has to stay in front to lead the way and to check if there are enemies. And when she changed her mind, even when she saw enemies on the way, she always want to lead him to the enemy. And Abuna Yemata knows that and punishment her, like half face with one eye.
Yeah.
This is the painter of this church, Binyam or Benjamin. At that time, it was very difficult to get this kind of color for the painting. And Benjamin, he find different kind of rocks and different kind of flowers from this place. And finally, he get this kind of color for the painting. And there are the original painting from 6th century. When he was a baby, the 12 apostles, when you count them, you can only find 9 part of the apostles, like 3 of the apostles are here. Because the painter man paint Petros, Paulus, Thomas here. He can't get space.
Couldn't fit them in.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
This is when they get old. There's 2 brothers, Isaac, Jacob, Abraham on the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And there is Seth, Noah, Abel. This is the old Bible book from 6th century, made it from goat skin, which is written. The red handwriting is the name of the saint, and the black handwriting is history of the saint. And there is Saint Mary with Jesus when he was a baby, and there is Saint Michael on the right side and Saint Gabriel on the left side. And part with the skin of animal to stay for a long time. And to climb every morning for 56 years.
Oh, and you said he's 65.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, every single day. So we're about to do the ledge walk?
Yep.
Look at the drop.
Yep.
No, he's going to come back here. Wait. Go on, Jem. Class. Hey, hey. Amazing. How old are the bones? From what?
600.
600 years, 700 years old.
Yeah. The people who live close to here, they carry the body or the scarring and they bring them up to bury it here.
Have anyone important, or is it just
like anyone?
Anyone.
You see this?
That's the skin.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the skin.
Oh, I thought it was clothes.
That's the skin of the person, look. Wow. Yeah, you see the rib?
How many bodies in there, do you know?
To go and get 5th century, okay. Yeah. Leaves there.
Men and inside we will be together.
Woman on the right, men on the left.
This church is found by the two brothers who call them Abraha or Izana and Saizana. I have explained to you on the other church.
Showed them younger and older
Yeah.
from Egypt, yeah.
Yeah, from Egypt. And this church is found by the two brothers at 5th century, early at 5th century. And they use the same system as Abuna Yemata to found or to build this kind of cave or this kind of church. But this church has destroyed 2 times. The first time was at 9th century by the Judith Qudis. She was the king of or the leader of Jewish. And the second time was by Muhammad Grand Muhammad at 11th century, and he was a leader of Muslim or the king of Muslim. This is the original painting from 5th century. Saint George, the owner of this church, with the lady.
So this is from the 5th century.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And there are some painting also on the, you see. This is Saint Mary with Jesus when he was a baby. And there is also Saint Michael on the right side and Saint Gabriel on the left side. And there is Saint George here. This was the painterman, the original painterman, the one on the top. This one. And this is Saint Francisco. And there are the saints also. The cross from 5th century. Religion. If you like to baptize your baby, like if the baby is boy, it will be on 40 days. If the baby is girl, it will be at 80 days.
Right.